All right. I think I'm in center of the camera. I don't fucking know. Welcome back to the David Blaze Show. This is episode 8. Welcome back to the show that is not regularly scheduled. It gets uploaded when I upload it, so that's why you gotta subscribe. I'm your host, David Blaze, a man whose ex-fiance unblocked him on Facebook, so he had to delete all his Facebook memories because
ain't nobody got time for that.
Also a man who didn't film any skits or have any sponsors for this episode because like we ain't have time for that. So be prepared to be disappointed like the last person I had sex with. First question today asks about my teenage life. Funny you should mention that. That's where it all went downhill. Barely went to high school freshman year, and I dropped out of Cass Tech in 9th grade. My dad relapsed. I sold a lot of crack, weed, pills, a lot of stealing going on, a lot of breaking in houses. It was very eventful. Then I turned 15. More or less the next 4 years was kind of the same. Dropped out of high school altogether at 16. I met my mom when I turned 18. You know, that was a landmark moment. Not the best decision looking back at it, but it happened. I was a rapper once upon a time. I had a MySpace page back when that was a thing. Had like 100,000 friends. I did a couple shows opening up for people like Big Sean and Machine Gun Kelly before they were as famous as they are now. Bizarre from D12, one of the people from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't remember which one. There was pretty much zero adult supervision going on. I'm not sure if I made that clear, but that was definitely a thing. Oh yeah, you know, we was out here. It was just whatever. It was free for all. Guns, there were some guns, but we get into that another time. Yeah, I finished off my teenage years at 19 by getting a job at a pawn shop, getting my first apartment, living a somewhat normal life. Didn't last for long. Is there anyone who inspired you to do these YouTube videos? Yes. The person that inspired me to specifically make YouTube videos was the king himself, Kane Carter. Also known as Hot Damn I Rock, from I Got a Story to Tell all the way to Brotherly Love, everything in between, the vlog channel, the fitness channel, all of that. I was watching everything because I ain't have no life and shit was very entertaining. If you don't know who that is for whatever reason, go check him out for yourself. I'm pretty sure you'll have a good time. If you enjoy watching whatever I be doing in front of this camera, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy everything he was doing. You'll have a better understanding of where it came from. Personally, I'm more of a live audience, stand up in front of people, full production. I'm a person that likes to just give the stuff, all the editing, and the filming, the recording, the angles. Look, I don't got time for that. But watching what he made it feel more worth it to go through all the parts I didn't want to do. So yeah, shout out to him. Hardest drug ever taken. Fun fact, I haven't taken any drugs and I don't drink. So all this ridiculous shit you see me do, this is 100% sober. Scary, ain't it? For one, I enjoy life too much to add substances to it. Like, I be having a great time. It's like having a pizza with all the toppings that you want on it. And then somebody asks you, hey, you want to add these toppings? No, obviously not. I got everything I need. If I wanted that, I would have had it. It's just unnecessary. Secondly, I'm a fat kid at heart, okay? If I ingest anything, if anything goes in my mouth, into my system, it better be a delicious taste of food, a great beverage, or it better be a titty. It got to be something attached to a woman, naturally attached to a woman. Because I know some of y'all was about to say, oh, what if she got a strap on? Don't do that. Okay, I already know that's where y'all weirdness is going. Calm down. Thirdly, I may be even more biased because my parents were/are addicts. So, you know, drugs and other substances have kind of put a damper on my life. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. Most memorable interaction with the crackhead. Well, my parents are addicts, so does being born count too much? Was that too much? Too dark? I'll see myself out. There was a time some people I know gave a crackhead a mothball. And like, I don't know if you know anything about mothballs, but I'm not about to explain it to you. Look it up. I know they used to like get rid of insects or pests. I don't know. I just know they smell very strong, smell very funny in their perfect circles, which for this person to be using crack for as long as he had been using it, the fact that he couldn't differentiate between crack and a mothball, I personally had a problem with that, but I didn't feel like that was my fight to fight. So he took them off, but they're like, hey, we found this crack. We know you do crack. We wanted to give it to you. A charitable crack giveaway. A little weird. He took it. He appreciated it, went home, used it, came back with snot rolling down his nose and water in his eyes. Just, oh, nephew, that shit fucked me up. And it's just like, bro, I personally didn't feel bad for the longest time because it's like, I mean, you use crack on a regular basis. If you couldn't tell the difference between this and crack, you almost deserve what happened. I don't know. Favorite color is red. When I was a kid, it was blue. As I lived life, it went from blue to red. I'm not sure if that was just some gang shit or like I just became more and more of a bad person. Not really sure. Either way, it's red now. Ooh, political question. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't give a shit about political questions, okay? We do what we want to do on this show. Ooh, okay. We don't do that because we almost knocked the camera over. Okay, but yeah, nationalism, extremism. Hey, look, love your country. You can love anything. I really don't give a shit. I don't care about anything you do. However, calm the fuck down. Like the whole screaming at the top of your lungs for everything you stand for and believe in. Relax. Like, for one, like the whole virus thing, I know people who don't believe in the vaccine. I know people who don't believe in the virus. They don't sit there and yell it from the rooftops. Like, if people put as much passion into stuff that doesn't need it as the stuff that does need it, we'd live in a somewhat better world. We still have a full of bunch of fucking crazy people. I don't know how I fumbled them words. We still have a bunch of crazy people, but we'd have a lot more problem solved. So I would feel a lot better. Moral of the story, love what you love, believe what you believe, calm your tits. Closest thing to death. So back to my parents being addicts. Birth was technically pretty close to death because anything could have happened. It's so bad that I joke about this, but I'm also so serious. A lot of people hate when I talk about my life because it's so sad in one way and so funny in another way. And they're like, oh, you can't talk about your parents like that. Like, first of all, fam, they did what they did. Let's be very clear. Secondly, you haven't heard half of what they've said, because if you did, you would understand where I come from, because I blame them for everything that comes out of my mouth, because they say stuff just as bad, if not worse. And secondly, I blame them for everything. Why? Because I'm a millennial. So there's that. There was falling off the balcony that one time from the last episode. There was that car accident in 4th grade. There was that. That happened. My mom's friend, not my mom, my stepmom. My stepmom's name was Denise the Beast, and I'm gonna let that speak for itself. My stepmom's friend was driving us to drop me off somewhere. We're about to make a right turn, and this car is going like 50 miles an hour, trying to run through a red light, basically. And he ran through the light, and he also ran through us, damn near split the car in half. But that was my 9-year-old brain remembering how I wanted to remember it. Really, he hit us from the side as we were turning. I'm sitting in the back seat like, la, la, la. School sucks. I can't wait to... And all I hear is 2 women screaming in the front seat. And then, bam, my face is on the glass of the back seat of the window. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So this is how it is. I don't even get to lose my virginity. I just die at 9. This is bullshit. This is a scam. I've been scammed out of life. So after about 10 seconds, reality comes back. I think my stepmom's door had to get cut off for her to get out the car because he just smacked everything so ridiculously. We get out the car, and then she's laying my head on her lap. Well, I had to be laying this way, and she keeps touching my face, and I'm laying here like, yo, like, you lucky that car accident didn't kill you, but like, you touch my face one more time as it's stinging, I'm gonna be the one to do it. The car accident is gonna be nothing compared to what I'm about to do. So ambulance comes, we go to the hospital. I don't know what was wrong with her. We didn't get along very well, so at the time, I kind of didn't care. So, yeah, I don't really know what none of her problems were. I know I was in there and I was chilling because, like, I hit my face. It stung for a while. It went away. Life moved on. My dad came at, like, 11 o'clock when he got off work. And, like, yeah, we went home. I didn't go to school the next day. I played video games and watched cartoons. I'm fucking invincible, okay? Came back to school the next day with the hospital band still on my wrist. Like, yeah, I'm a thug. I survived. All the girls are like, oh my God, are you okay? You could have died. And I'm like, this is too easy. There was a time I was trying to catch a bus, so I ran across the street. And I guess this car was trying to be a dick by speeding up as I'm running across the middle of the street. And as I'm trying to get to the bus that's parked over there, I get hit by the car. The car, the two ladies, well, the car wasn't doing it by itself. It was the lady driving the car with her friend or whoever in the passenger seat. All I see is boom, and I'm on the ground. I'm like, oh shit, they just hit me with a car. They were going like 40 miles an hour, 40, 45, one of the two. I get hit, I'm on the ground, I scratch my arm. That's this side. I don't know if you can see it. Not about to zoom in on it because I don't have time for that. Slid across the ground, scratched my whole arm up. There's blood everywhere. I get up for two reasons. One, there's traffic coming from the other direction. I don't have time to lay here. Two, the bus is still there, so I need to get on this bus. I don't really have time. All you hear is the two ladies in the car screaming, ha, 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 and I'm like 2 seconds away from telling them to shut the fuck up. I get up, I see them screaming. Her windshield was supposedly broken, but not when I looked at it, but that doesn't matter. Ran across the street to get out the way of the oncoming traffic, got on the bus. Believe it or not, the bus driver actually made me pay. I feel like watching me get hit by a car, you kind of got to let me on the bus for free, but it's whatever. So I get on the bus, take the bus down. Everyone is looking at me like I'm a psychopath, which, I mean, to a degree, they're not wrong. And then I get off the bus, I walk home, and then, like, you know, I clean my arm off and I go about my life. My hip was sore for like a week or so, and then, you know, yeah, very, very ghetto. Me being me, I am what you call a liar. Let me explain. See, I tell the truth to very few people in my life because at the end of the day, people believe whatever they want to believe. So sometimes I lie. And then I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care what you believe. I don't care about you at all. I just lie. This was one of the things that brought me to this conclusion. Everybody asked me what happened. I told them what happened. Nobody cared. Everybody came up with their own version of events. I heard the story of I was on the back of an ice cream truck and then I got hit by an ice cream truck. I was at this girl's house, right? And then these Mexican dudes came. I don't know why they ended up being Mexican, but these Mexican dudes came. One of them cut me and then I broke my arm going out of her window because I just jumped through the glass. In the other story, I jumped out the window and I hit my arm on the ground and that's why I was bleeding. Where they got all these stories from, I don't know. I don't care. At this point, I'm pretty much built to be a celebrity because I'm ready to hear all the crazy stories about me. Okay, then there was the $2 robbery from the last episode. Then there was the meth head dude chasing me around the parking lot. That was wild. I left out the mall one day and there's this black Escalade truck just driving around. And then it started doing some erratic driving. Then it's like driving in circles. It's driving in an empty part of the parking lot where no one is. I can't be making up words. There's this girl at the bus stop that I'm going to. I get there and then we both see him and he's just driving around weird. And then he finally pulls up to us and gets out the car and he's like, hey, is this man bothering you? And I'm like, oh, this nigga is crazy. He gets back in. Mind you, for context, he's like at least 100 pounds smaller than me and like 6 inches shorter than me. But clearly you can see he has a gun. I don't have time for this. In that fight, size don't matter at all because bullets kill everybody. So he hops back in the truck, drives around erratically in a circle. She walks one direction. I run back to the mall and I'm like, yeah, don't got time for this. There's a Target attached to the mall, which is where I was going. And he's driving through the parking lot, basically chasing me. And this is my life. I get to the Target. I go inside. I run inside. I'm like, hey, yo, somebody call the police. Dude runs in with some weird dollar store fake looking badge. You can clearly see the gun on his hip. And he's like, well, why did you run? And I'm like, that's a stupid ass question. I don't care who you are. If you chasing somebody and ask them why they ran, well, obviously because you were chasing me, you thought I was going to stand there. And he's sitting there talking about, come outside. I just need you to come outside. Trying to convince me to come outside because he's clearly on meth. He's clearly on meth. As far as I know, if you commit a crime, a police officer can arrest you in Target. They don't need you to go outside the Target to be arrested. So after debating with me about going outside for a good few minutes, he finally just leaves on his own and goes outside, gets in his car, and peels off again and does some more crazy circles in the parking lot before he disappears. I don't go anywhere until the police pull up. I'm in the back of a police car trying to go back home. And yeah. I'm pretty sure there's other things I didn't think about this time, but I'm pretty sure they'll come up in another episode. There's also the whole being black in America every day. That shit is just teetering on the line of death and life all the time, so there's that. And yeah, that's all the time we have for today's show. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything else you think we could add to the show, anything else you want to see, you can send me a message. Facebook.com/itsdavidblaze. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, it's David Blaze. YouTube.com/David Blaze videos. And you can email the David Blaze Show at yahoo.com. Why did my voice change? I have no idea. And hopefully the other segments of the show will be back for the next episode. like the skits, the sponsors, and whatever else I decide to add. Cause I just didn't do it this time. Why? Mind your business. Special shout out to crack cocaine and all the other drugs out there. Y'all were featured way too much in this episode for y'all to have done as much damage as y'all have done to the black community, to my personal life, and to my childhood. The trauma is real. Always remember, crack is whack. Up with hope, down with dope. Say no to drugs. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stick. Okay, yeah, this went somewhere else. All right, good night, everybody. All right, that's enough of that.